Good morning, everyone, and a happy Friday back to you, Mr. TC Blades. Hope you're doing well this morning. I am doing great. Morning, Mr. Pete. How are you, sir? You're up and at it bright and early. I like your little tagline that you started entering with. You and Ed, I can always count on having their little tagline first. So, yesterday, I got some knives in. Actually, I got one in. And then on my way to work, I got about 4 more that I did not know were in the mailbox. Good morning, MDC. So let's talk about it. So in my front pocket last night, I carried my new mini FSD with the brown lock. And if the full size one that I got would have been anywhere close to the same action and quality as this one, I would have kept it and not got rid of it instantly. And I must have got lucky and got a good one because I've heard bad things. QC does not seem to be the greatest on these, but I got a good one. Good morning, Mr. Whalen and Mr. Ed. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, everything about this knife is great to the point where I'm probably just going to put some Loctite on it and enjoy it. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm not going to mess with it. Everything about this is great though. Front flipper's great. Milling's great. Action is great. It does have a strange feature, which I will talk about in a minute. But I started out the night with that in my front pocket and this in my back pocket. I ran out and forgot my Vespas, so I did not carry one of those last night. But I moved this one over to my back left pocket after I got the stuff out of the mailbox. And my favorite that I got out of the mailbox is the new M390 Lemifshi Vortex XL. Christopher talked about getting his a couple of days ago. I finally got mine. He didn't want this pattern, but it's the one I picked because I've got a bunch of knives with all the other patterns. But this thing is superb. Very, very good quality. It's got a little bit better action than his old ones right out of the box. Or than the old one, sorry. So I moved that to my back right pocket about halfway through the night and put this one in my back left. I'm going to bust out the first version to compare it here in a minute, because I'm curious how it compares. I believe I've got a couple of the first ones, but I'm not positive about that. It will take me a minute to find that, so I probably will do that in a minute after I finish going through some stuff. Don't know where I've put it. But hopefully I will be able to find it Aha. Say no more. I found it. So I already had that pattern, so that's why I went with the Segaiha. Segaiha. And Segaiha is kind of wearing on me. I like it. It's not grippy at all. It feels very smooth. This one is very grippy, and the milling on this thing is very nice. So the weird problem I had with this one is, according to how I opened it, whether I used the fuller to reverse flick or whether I used the flipper tab to open it, I got different lockup with each method, and I kept trying to do it as hard as I could, using a lot of wrist to see if it was just the actual pressure that gave me better lockup. But I think it's just the fact it needs to wear in a little bit, and the back of the blade where the lock bar engages it just needs to kind of smooth out. But for some reason, when I'm at this angle and I flip it, it gets perfect lockup, and you can actually see light underneath the bar there. Let me see if I can show you all the little blue speck. Hang it, I can't get... Okay, yeah, right there. So you can see there's light underneath the bar, and when that happens, it's got super solid lockup. But then when I reverse flick it, if you look, well, now I'm actually getting a little bit of light. So it's starting to work itself in, but it wasn't... Let me see if I can show you. There you go. It's sitting closer down. So it just had the slightest bit of lock rock. But when I did it with the flipper tab, it doesn't. It's solid as can be. So super weird. But like I said, I'm just going to leave it and let it work itself in. What a mess. And not mess with it. Good morning, Michael. Hope you're doing well, sir. So before we get into the comparison of this knife versus this M390 one, I got to finish showing y'all what I got last night in the mailbox. And y'all would be so kind as to smash that like button. That would be awesome. I know all it takes is a little reminder sometimes. So another one I got yesterday, which I was excited about, is this Zero Tolerance copy. And I should have prefaced the fact that this is a copy. I figured y'all knew that. Y'all know me. This is a copy also. I don't want anybody to think I'm not being totally transparent. But this ZT was one I'd been wanting to check out just because of the sheer size of it. And I wanted to check out their Duralock. Out of those two things, I like the size of it. And I can't judge this one since it's a copy on the Duralock. Maybe it could engage a little better if it wasn't hitting and going all the way up. I can't tell how far it's actually going up, but it does have a little bit of lock rock, so it could just be that it needs to slide up a little further and it can't because it's maxed out. I will check that out. But I do like the knife itself. It's got a 4-inch blade, so you can see how big it is next to a PM2. It's a big boy. We put the blades next to each other. But I do like it, and the Duralock feels good. It's just got a tiny bit of blade play. And like I said, it could be because it's bottomed out here, and it needs to slide just a little further forward. I might check that out and see if I could mod it with the Dremel, make it lock up better. But I do like it, so I got that one in. Then I got this one in, which is an absolute banger, except for the color. And that is that Canadian Knife Company Sleeper. This thing is super cool. Here's the box from that company. I wasn't familiar with that company. Canadian Knife Company. And it even says Sleeper on the inside. Came with a moist towelette and the knife in a Ziploc. Yeah, there was a Ziploc. But this thing is super comfortable and super good action. It's got that big forward choil like I like, where you're not scared that you're going to get on the blade edge. I like the blue jean enough, but the black, you know, I mean, it's a cool combo for this knife. I mean, it doesn't bother me terribly with this knife because I know how good of a user this thing will be. And I don't mind it being black so that it doesn't show the marks if I do use it like I think I will. But man, it has good action. I think it's got skiffs in it. It feels like it, and I think I remember in the ad. Yes, I agree with you, Mr. Whalen. I like it as well. And it's darker than this. My color, let me see if I can fix that. My color settings are a little bright. It's actually a little darker than that, so is the blade. Let me see if I can fix my exposure. Well, that's terrible. Why is it not changing? Okay, it did change then. That's a little better. But, yeah, that's a little better. True to life. Michael, I don't think you can. There's no... Well... You can if you're really good at front flipping. Maybe. Yeah, I can't get it. I got it once, luckily. It's not made to be a front flipper. Let's just say that. I can get it like 1 out of 10 times if I'm lucky. So no, you cannot. And then last but not least, out of the ones I got yesterday, did not come with the original box. I'm not mad about that. It came in one of these new with the 4 folds. I don't like these either. But it is the Kubey Knives Roxy 3. Also in a terrible color. But it looks like it's been taken care of super great. No snails or scratches anywhere. Good morning, Sever7. And this thing has got superb Wii action, like you would expect. Super smooth. One of these two has skiffs in it. And I'm not sure if they both do. We might take them apart to check. I got these both from the same guy. But yes, Mr. Michael wanted to know about the sharp edges, and we talked to Nick about this. And I don't want Nick to think I didn't believe him, but Nick was right. It doesn't really have any sharp edges. In fact, it's kind of chamfered in a lot of places with a nice little edge. The only place you can see it's rounded over on all the edges that matter. The clip doesn't have any sharp edges either. I found one somewhere, like maybe back in, I mean, I can't even really feel anything sharp anywhere around it. The lock bar is not sharp, and it does have a super cool cutout that lets you access it. It feels really good. So I don't know who your buddy was that said it had sharp edges, but I don't know what he expects. He must have very sensitive fingers, because I can't find one anywhere, and I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying to find one so I can tell you. Like, even that one's not bad at all. Like, you can't even feel that that edge. It's even kind of rounded over. I don't know if you can see that, but everywhere is kind of rounded over. So yeah, don't fear getting one of those if you were worried, Michael. You will like it. It feels really good in that forward choil also. They did exactly like I talk about a lot of times, and they brought that choil right into match up with the scales. I don't know why more companies don't just do that naturally, but they even put a little curve in to kind of plant your finger there. I don't know if you can see that, but they put a little curve there to match, so that when you lock your finger in there, it gives it a place to kind of lock to. I've got large hands. When I do use that forward choil, I can get 4 fingers just barely right on it. Sorry about my phone. I'll turn it off now. Yeah, I don't feel anything sharp. And I've got lots of knives to compare it to. I want to send it to you so you can feel it and be like, what are these guys talking about? Because I really don't feel anything sharp. It is a little strong of a lock bar. Like, it's not the daintiest lock bar I've ever felt, so you do have to kind of push it hard, but nothing about it feels sharp. I don't know. It's weird. So, back to comparing these two really quick. I think the blade grind has changed a little bit. It's closer to the scales now. It's actually changed quite a bit. The angle right there on the plunge line is quite a bit different now. It's more shallow. And I think behind the edge is even thinner. Man, these things are super slicey. This was one of the thinnest behind the edge, like at 0.12. This one's super thin. And I haven't gotten the calipers out. This one doesn't feel as thin, actually. But the satin on it is very good. I mean, the hand rubbed or the belt satin, very nice on it. Trying to think. The lock bar, I thought it looked a little more sculpted. Yeah, it does. So it's got a better little angle there. It's very comfortable. This one doesn't have that. And this one is sharper, a lot sharper. So the M390 one, the little Mifshy version, has some very nice milling there. Let's see, the clips. Clips are a little different. The Lamifshi is not as wide. I think it's more like the original. So let's see, anything else I noticed? The fuller, pretty close to the same. But yeah, man, this knife feels like quality. Oh yeah, I know something else that's different. When you close them, I think the top flipper is a different kind of shape. A little bit. It feels different for sure. Doesn't look that much different. This one looks like it has more jimping. But it feels like this one is just, I don't know, just feels a little different. But this thing feels great. It's got just that perfect, give it a little bit of a shake and it closes great. The fuller, and this one makes a great noise too. It's got a very solid noise to it. I don't know if you can hear that. A lot of people don't like these knives because of how far forward the lock bar release is. Whereas most knives, it has it over, kind of over in here somewhere. This one's way up at the top. So if you didn't like this knife, it's only because you hadn't got used to it yet. Once you get used to it, you get used to reaching up there by the blade. But yeah, I'm super impressed with that M390 version of that. And this sleeper probably surprised me the most. And I really like the size of this ZT, and the feel is great. It's actually got, this one has great detent. Wanted to mention that. So it does have the adjustment pins, but it's got great detent already, and the lockup is perfect when I use the flipper tab. I mean, it's rock solid. So I really am just going to put some Loctite on this pivot and just enjoy this thing and not tweak with it, not mess with it. Just hope that those pins stay in place, because there's lots of people talk about them coming out. It's all over the Chinese Knives Reddit this morning. Good morning, Mr. Mister. So I got lucky and got a good one, I guess. This thing feels super smooth, and it's got a very nice size blade in it. Very comfortable in my big hands. It would be way too big for a lot of people, but it feels right in mine. Let's see, what else? I had, I don't know. Do not know. We'll put this one back up though. I can't wait to get my other mini FSD, the inset liner lock version, back, so I can compare the size and stuff to this one. But I'm a fan of the brown lock. It is on the opposite side as, most top actuated liner lock knives. But there's something about that feels really good when you go to close it. It's very, I don't know, it keeps all your fingers out of the way, and it's just fun to fidget with. And this thing is super nice to fidget with. I played with it all night, and the only thing that happened with it was this pivot came loose. And the cool thing about it, when you get the pivot tightened right, it's perfectly centered. So you can start to tell when it's coming loose because it'll come off center. But I don't know how many times I flicked and closed this thing last night. That button is just super satisfying to just squeeze it between your fingers here. Normally you're doing it with your thumb, but there's something about using your pointer finger that just feels like precision. Kind of weird. Most button lock, top button actuated liner locks, Like, well, I don't have one. Yeah, I do. Like the Martin, you push it with your thumb and it doesn't feel nearly as fun to fidget. Something about the button being on the back side just feels great. I think because I'm trying to figure out why. It definitely drops better than this Vosteed. Yeah, it just swings closed. So this is a win if you get a good one. If you get a bad one, you gotta get some JB weld and fix it, because those adjustment pins seem to come out. And my Spyderco from yesterday, it still just needs to be worked in a little bit. Takes a little bit more to close it than I would like, but that's just because it's on washers. But it looks way better than that blue. No, mister, it's not a left-handed version. They don't make a left-handed version. I was talking to Pete about that, and I wonder if he's a lefty and that's why he did it. But another thing that I noticed is it makes it super clean on the show side, but it still has the, the functionality of a liner lock, which means it just drops. So he either did it to keep the show side clean, or because he's a lefty maybe, or because he realized that he likes the way that pinch feels. I mean, it does feel way different than a normal one, because your thumb maintains contact with the knife, and then you just use your pointer to hit it, and your pointer is more dexterous. You have better dexterity with your pointer as far as like that motion. Thumb, I don't know. It's like when you poke something, you don't poke with your thumb. You poke with your poker. For some reason that translates to the button. So yeah, makes me want to get a real one. So that's cool. But being able to have the clean show side and have a top liner lock, pretty awesome. All right. I think I had one link that I saved. Oh, I know what we're going to talk about next. So some of the guys have been doing some great job in the modding channel on the Discord. And I know that these guys are all fully capable and probably started modding before they watched me do anything on a video. But the fact that I encourage people to get into modding and getting inside their knives and doing things, it makes me almost feel like a proud dad when I see people taking off with mods. And Waylon was one of those where he's been nailing that mirror polish and doing all kinds of crazy mods, like stuff I wouldn't even think of. And so last night, I don't know if y'all remember a couple weeks ago, but around Black Friday, we saw that power supply that was on sale for like $55 or something, $60. Well, I sent that link over to Mr. Pete, and Mr. Pete got one and ended up doing his first color ano on one of the only clones I think he owns. He's going to end up getting a real one of these and wanted to check it out. There's nothing wrong with that. But this was his first attempt at anodizing, and he did an awesome job, like super great job. Looks like he did a nice job on his thumb also. I didn't ask him about that, but yes, Mr. Pete did a fantastic job. I wanted to share that. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a fake Rosie. It's one of your only clones. What I said, Pete. I said you're going to end up getting a real one. So that's why you wanted to check it out. Waylon, well, I know y'all are very capable and probably have gotten into that stuff, but I do appreciate you saying that. Man, we went 2 hours and 3 minutes yesterday, and I didn't even hardly even taste my coffee. Shout out to Mr. John, too. I don't know. He's been busy with work, I guess. I hope he hasn't disappeared on us, but I miss him joining us in the chat. And I see him posting some knives on the Discord, so I know he's alive, so that's good. I was kind of worried about him. But he did message me and let me know he's okay. He's just been busy and needed a break, and I totally get that. Doesn't mean that I don't miss him. So pocket checks last night. Looks like yesterday, Mr. John carried a knife that I also own. Mr. Aaron carried a CRK. And looks like maybe Pete sold his Rebel for that. I can't remember who Death Blossom is. I think Mitchell, maybe. And then Mr. Ed carried his best Techman, something or other. Yeah, I guess with all that work he's doing, he can afford a bunch of new knives, which is awesome. And then I posted my two that I started off carrying. And Mr. TC looks like he has this out on the table today. Don't know if he's going to be carrying it or not, but it is in the Pocket Check channel. Knife picks and vids. I put pictures of all the ones I got yesterday. Oh yeah, my serial number is 295. And there's the M390 Lamifshi. And there's the size comparison between the two. You can tell they came from the same guy. And then here's a size comparison of these two. Both of these look super chody, if that's a word. That sleeper really looks chody. I would, for sure. If I wanted the Dixon, I would get rid of a $400 factor for a $650 Dixon. I mean, it depends on how much you paid for the factor. But if it's just a $400 factor, then yes. Yeah, those milled matching clips do look great. Then I posted the ZT up close and personal. That is the 0203. and the size comparison of how big it is compared to a couple of other knives. All right, so we got that. We got another pocket check. Ed has switched. Oh, he carried his Tri-Stash prototype also. Are you still at work, Ed? Or was that just a work picture? Yeah, I mean, even if you paid $5, you're still getting a good deal on a Dixon. I mean, let's go check and see what the cheapest Dixon. There was one on Blade Binge not long ago for a pretty cheap price. I don't remember what it was, but let's see. Knife Swap, Dixon, newest, 13 hours ago, $575. Honeycomb. So that one is $575. Let's see. This guy's dropped his price from $649 to $624. It's the spiderweb version. So it'll sell around $600 probably. Hasn't sold yet at $624. So what I say, $575 and $600? Yeah, $575 and $600. And let's get a third one. Oh, it's the same guy. Blue Swirl, $450. Oh, wow. That one sold for $450. I didn't realize it had like a step milled blade. At least it looks like it. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, mister, when I saw that nut. And I was wondering if a a plastic nut would do anything more than piss somebody off. I don't know that it's plastic, but it kind of looks like it's some kind of plastic. Oh yeah, I know that. Like I said, if you paid around $5, anything $650 for a decent McNeese, $575 to $600 though on swap. So that's totally on you. Sounds like you're coming up $100, but that one's different. I didn't even know they made so many different models. That person's got tiny hands. I mean, I know it's a big knife, but it's funny to me see people flick with their pointer finger. It's weird. Oh, that guy used his middle finger. He did a ninja move. Oh, it's quartz. Yeah, quartz is good. All right. What? Yeah, like I said, there's a huge post about somebody's a little late to the anthem party 40 minutes ago. Hey, I've got that knife, the Sasori, and I forgot that's what the name of it was. So thank you, guy, Mr. Pain Cake. Pain Cake. I get it. Um. Oh, it's kind of funny. Synchronicity again, or somebody just watching my video. But here's the stop pin issue. Somebody else had it. Then probably this guy's last post, the guy that thought it was the knife of the year and clone of the year, having problems with his mini. And he sent out a call to boycott Winter Pudding and Jufool. And Mr. John has already boycotted Mr. Jufool. Jufool is quite the idiot. But what do you do? I guess you boycott him. But anyway, he's having a bunch of issues with the pins. He wants perfect QC and customer service from a $90 clone from China. I don't know. I think people start expecting too much out of these knives for what they're paying, in my opinion. But what I was talking about, somebody either watching my video or just synchronicity, the guy that came on and showed us his Anno a couple weeks ago posted and bought a Tucson TS 269, the same one. I looked at it right there. So synchronicity hits once again. He got a plain Jane one in order to Anno it. And I've got an Anno one that I want a plain Jane. So I should have just yeah, so pretty funny how stuff just comes full circle. And how I want a plain one and he'll end up annoing it. It's the guy that we had on video a few weeks ago. So I'm sure he'll do a great anno job. All right. Enough of Reddit today. I don't want to be on Reddit. It's a toxic place. The drop point. It is Friday after all. Yeah, he doesn't want to he doesn't want to trade. He wants sorry about that. I just stopped the stream. Evidently, I dropped my keyboard and I hit something. Whoops. But I'm back. Yeah, he doesn't want a lightning anode one for sure. Alright. I gotta fix this browser. It drives me nuts with the silly border. There we go. Yep, sorry about ending the stream and starting it over. That was weird. It didn't affect y'all, but hopefully. Last drop point of 2025. We're going straight to folding knives this week. TPK with the Coastline Jack. If I hit F11, well, that fixed the... Yeah, that fixed it. But I can't see any of my tabs now unless I go like that. That's super annoying. All right. Coastline Jack. I want to go right past those to the Penguin glide lock. Y'all have not seen me buy many of those not slip joints, so I show them because other people do collect them, but and I don't mind a good slip joint. But they seem to just pump them out left and right with a new name on it. All right, next is the A-Lock. Mine is out for delivery today with the Warney. Someone did get theirs yesterday. They beat me by a day. And I passed right by that a minute ago when I was looking for the other ad. But right down here, you can see somebody did get one yesterday. Right there. So mine should be coming in today. Can't wait to check that little knife out. Yeah, I also can't wait to get my scales and purple Warncliffe. I'm really excited about doing that mod. And I've decided I'm going to do, like I said, and mill those parts down to where they fit. Like Pete showed on the Discord pictures. Because I noticed something else when I was looking at them. We can jump around, we always do anyway. But when I went back to look at the pictures he sent, I noticed that the part that will lock in the scale is already there. So this line, I need this. I need a piece out of here that looks just like this. And if you flip this over and put it on there, this back line is the same line already. And this little curve around this part is already there. So that will lock into the frame, the titanium frame. And as long as I just sneak up to the line and get it matching this piece perfect. And the same with this top one. So this round circle here is already up here, and this this little curve is not in there, and it'll come around like this right here. So the long part will be over here, and then I'll have to add that little curve part. But as long as I lay those on there, I should be able to make the parts exact. Morning, B Shady. So that's going to be a fun mod. And the fact that I've already got the little baby banner so I've already got this one that I can use as my guide for the parts. I think I've never taken this one apart, so let's see if those parts are inside here. Because I need the inside of the frames to look just like this one. Well, that's cool. They did put T8 body screws. So let's see if those little parts are inside this knife. Wow. Is that turning over there? No. Oh, it's one of those ones where, yeah, the threads are in the logo side over there. No, they're not. Not on this one. All right. So this side, it has the solid side. But the other side should have the 2 pieces I need. So these are the 2 pieces I need right here. I need that piece, and I need that piece. So I do have them. So all I have to do is take that one big piece and cut these out of them, which shouldn't be that difficult. So that's cool. Yeah, the naked chips, the new knife day chips. Let me get this line back up and throw them back together. All right, that's right. Bearing back on. Blade back on. Bearing back on. Liner back on. Kind of. I was like, does it have a D shape? But it doesn't. There we go. All right, back together. So I will have the parts I need to use as patterns. If a knife this small can use a T8 body screw, shouldn't be a knife on the planet without one. Well, I should have known those screws wouldn't play nice. One of them is and one of them isn't, so that works out okay. Using the wrong screwdriver, so that could help. All right, almost done. Back to looking at knives. Sorry, guys. Y'all know me. I get sidetracked on taking knives apart. I tightened that one too tight because I hadn't got the other one in yet. There we go. Now I can get that one tight. Get the other one tight. Check the action of it. Centering's good. We're back together. All right. So anyway, I got those parts that I need. I'm going to try to... No, I'm just going to use my belt sander, Mitchell. I mean, when I get close, I'll probably use my Dremel. I'll probably use my belt sander until I sneak up on the line. And then I'll hold them both together. And I'll keep doing it until I get really close to touching the other original one. Yeah, they're all different, mister. They use 256, 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter. They use 256 is a very common thread pitch, though. But yeah, a lot of T6s are way different on the threads. .256 is what bug outs use and stuff. 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter can all be T6. All right. Bench knife, Geneva Spur. I like that one better, but I just don't like these finishes. I'm just not a... There's a bunch of guys that like stag bone. Stag and bone of different types. So I guess if you liked it, some of these patterns would be cool. Like, I get it. It's not my thing. Morning, Matt. Morning, Christchurch, Ottawa. Got Canadians in the house. But yeah, are any of y'all just really into stag handles? Or stag parties like Mr. Ed? Just kidding, Ed. But yeah, basically, I'll take, I was trying to explain how I'll do it with the, I'll take the two parts that I'm trying to copy, and I'll hold one of them up to the, and I'll use my belt sander to get it close and get all that taken off. And then when I get right up to the edge, I'll use my Dremel and just make sure I'm hitting the one that's larger. And if I ever see myself hit the other one, it'll just start to shine it up. It really won't remove any metal unless I press down on it. And then I'll just sneak up on it and try to get them to match and just go around the edges. We'll see. I'll have to do that on video, whether I'll do it on the live or record a video or something. I guess nobody's really into stag handles. All right, we already saw the Glide Lock Templar knives. That's that. It's a Susan G. Komen model. So it's a cancer awareness model with the Susan G. Komen ribbon. Pretty cool. I said that Susan G. Komen name to somebody. They didn't realize that she was the one that started. There was a race for the cure. Started out with the Susan G. Komen race for the cure, and then that's her little symbol, that bow. Shout out to all the people going through the big C word. It's no good for anybody. Yeah, I could, Waylon. Very good idea. Yeah, I don't believe that, mister. Sounds good. All right. What else we got here? Cybernita.no. Cyberita Scandi Grind. I like me a good old Scandi Grind. Oh, wow. This thing's different. What's going on with this thing? I like how they added the little AI splashes of water. Are they showing me it's stainless steel without telling me it's stainless steel? What's going on with the water drops? Artistic? Oh, that's pretty cool. Premium tactical utility knife for work and everyday carry. Each knife will be time stamped with the Bitcoin block height of your order on the reverse side of the blade. So it'll have, let's see, and I don't guess they've done that yet. Oh, there it is. There's the block height. What do we got? 59.5. All right, then. Good morning, Cash Scratch. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this knife. Kind of a weird. Everything about it's a little odd. Got a lot of just sharp angles. It's pointed. Why has it got a block here on the end? Why is it made out of? I don't know. It looks pixelated. And it's not. Lush V2. So they just now dropped. But yeah, you could buy one on Knife Swap yesterday. I like that blue denim. Yeah, that's a clean looking color combo. I like that. You couldn't hurt that knife. Riot doing their thing. Gotta love some Riot. Riot knives made by 60 to 62 Van X 7, 3, 7, 3, and 4. It has to be alcohol related though, Waylon. Lust isn't alcohol related. Cell shaded Sicaray lights. Huh. Did not know they were doing those. I wonder if they ordered from dude that we had on video. Can't even remember his name. Sex something. Ecstasy something. I don't remember what dude's name was. But he was doing batches of knives for companies. Wouldn't be surprised if they got somebody. Yeah, Pocket Sex. That's him. Oh, does it say that? Oh, it does. Huh? Grace Sale by Pocket Sex. Well, dang, I called that one. Thanks, Robin, for pointing out the obvious that I didn't even read any of that yet. I was looking at the picture. If it was a snake, it would have bit me, huh? That's what they say in the South down here. If you ask about something that's right in front of you. All right, let's go check out this Model A. That we've seen for the last 4 weeks in a row. They must not be selling good or something because they keep putting them on here. Oh, they're finally on low stock. Maybe they won't be on. They've been on quite a few drop points. And that almost looks like a robin knife. Doesn't have enough texture on the handle though. But the shape and size. Alright. Same with this one. We keep seeing this straight razor. Attention to detail, Mark 1 medium. This is definitely a robin knife. Let me see this divot. Golf ball. Watch the video. Want to see it? Here you go. Uh-oh. My sound is coming from somewhere it's not supposed to be coming from. Let me try to get my earphone in. Why is it set? Why is the sound coming from here? Huh. I think it might have connected to my phone. That's no good. No? Well? Oh, there it is. Now I fixed it. Sorry about that. Except I can't hear it now. What is going on? Hopefully y'all can hear it. All right. Yeah, that's... I'm starting to like that company. Sonoras only got 6 this week. Maybe they didn't drop early this week. Then we got Dharma Auto Hypercut. Let's see, which version do we like of this one? Got to pick a regular one, and we go with this one. Ooh, that's ugly too. Hold on. We might have to go with this one. I just can't do the G10. I don't know. For $850. I mean, I get it. Not really the materials you're paying for when you buy a knife. It's the labor. Materials aren't that expensive. It's always the labor. When you build a house, I mean, now materials for building a house are expensive, but paying for both when you build a house. But all right, and then today we got the Crow, which is this one with his crazy milled blades that look awesome. Can't hardly see that front of that edge. It almost looks like, but it's there. It's in the shadows, shall we say. Fellow Tennessean that makes these knives. I like the way that one looks closed. I like the blade. I just wish I could see that point on it. They really did up the lighting on. Yeah, my cedars are lost in transit as well. It should be here by now. They're actually pretty late. They are showing. No, they're not even showing that they've left. See, that's the thing. That's what I was trying to tell y'all about this app. 17 track. So my FSD shows in transit from Chicago, but the Cedars still just say info received. So I know that this one has started moving within the U.S. The same with that Rexford one I'm waiting on. So they should be here just any day, that Rexford and the FSD, but the Cedars still just show info received, which means they're stuck in coming through customs and all that. My Asher is out for delivery. My Pillar is in Louisville. Should be here tomorrow, probably. Yeah, my Asher says out for delivery now. But I agree, the Cedars need to hurry up. I think I ordered, I don't know, I think I ordered 3 of them. I don't remember. Guess we could check it out here. That Rexford, though, is that one right there. That one with the pivot that sticks out a little bit. So that's the one that is on its way. It should be here any day now. I don't know why it hasn't gotten here yet, but that's that Rexford. Let's see, which Cedars? Well, once again, of course, if I'm logged into one of my AliExpress accounts, I got to log out of it and log in my other one. And the only reason I have to do that is because of the stupid you fool. You're 4 or 5 minutes behind, Co-Bunny. We looked at that a long time ago. All right, so I only got 2 of the Cedars. I got A and B. So I got A, which is the plain Jane milled one with the mill blade. Then I got a B, which is the Tesseract with the mill blade. I got an A and a B. I did order one of the full-size FSDs. First, I got the milled one, and then he was sold out of those, so I got the plain Jane. But I'm going to give him a second chance, and hopefully I can get it fixed if it's not working right. But if it's anywhere as good as this one, Cat Scratch, did you return them to AliExpress? Because if you did, you just cost whoever you bought it from double. Because they can't get the knife back and they have to pay you back. Can't ship knives back to China. It was like somewhere like White Mountain Knives, that's all good, but AliExpress, I mean, it's all good regardless. I'm glad you got your money back. But if it's on AliExpress, that knife is just going to go sit in a warehouse and go to somebody like Sever. Oh, Ramet's cool. You got a Ramet? I don't expect him to keep it, Michael. But if it's from AliExpress, they'll usually send you another one. And that hurts them less sending you another one than refunding. And most of the times, if I want a knife, I don't mind them sending me another one if there's something wrong with the one I got. They'll tell you to keep that one and send you another one a lot of times. That works out cheaper for them because they can take whatever little bit of profit they made on the first knife and use that to cover the cost of the second one they send you, instead of losing the knife and having to refund the money. But man, this thing has such great action. I'm glad I got a good one. It's about time. I got a bad one the first round. Yeah, White Mountain Knife, I've returned a few to them. And that was because it wasn't a knife I wanted, and just got a bad one. Well, it was, but once I saw the knife, I was like, I don't know what a Condor Yoshimi and a Condor Tactana are. I'm guessing they're Tontos. All right. Let's go back over here and see what else is going on. Mini got McNeese Mac 2 dropping today. 3-inch smooth. Oh, that's pretty wild, Cat Scratch. Did you look at it and try to figure out why? Yeah, I think wouldn't open on the flipper. You mean it failed or didn't have good detent or something? Dang. What was up with the Remet? Because I've got the first version. It's not the pivot lock. Wait, it is the it is the pivot lock version, but it's a different style. Um, yeah, that is unlucky. All right. Tsunami from Pyrotech. So that is a Kraken, but they had to rename it because they got sued or something. I like those knives. They felt good at Blade Show. Oh, I do hear something. Barely. uh, yeah, those are cool little knives. I think I've got both of those knives. Well, I don't have both of the ones you've got, but I've got a. Hold on, let me grab what I've got. My concept bag is right over here. Hold on, let me put up this CRKT while I'm in this case over here. Give me just a second. Yeah, we'll go look at those machetes here in a minute. Okay. All right, where's my concept bag? Down here. All right, so funny, I just mentioned Blade Show. Because I bought this one at Blade Show. I bought this on Sunday afternoon at Blade Show when they were packing up. So, what part was wrong with this one? That's the Kosame. Right there in the middle. Was the plunge lock not engaging properly or what? And I've got the is the Agile Falcon, does it have a button or does it have a center pivot lock like the Peregrine Falcon? I'm totally confused. Does it? I thought it might have a button over here on the new one, right? On the Agile Falcon. The Peregrine Falcon has a center button lock, but the Agile Falcon might have a button. I don't remember. Yeah, this one locks up fine for me. What did you say was wrong with your... It wouldn't open, wouldn't put... Yeah, you can't lock yourself out of this knife, mister. That's weird. Was it like locked up? Like you couldn't push the flipper tab or... I'm confused. Doesn't matter, I guess. As long as you got it returned. But I don't remember what the... I guess we could go look. Somebody won't answer me. Does the Agile Falcon have a center pivot lock? Nope, it's got that button. All right. So I'm confused what you mean by you cannot open it. So it was locked? So the pivot, I mean, so the plunge lock was keeping it locked and you couldn't open it at all? Okay. So that means it wasn't moving out of the way enough. Oh, it wasn't hitting the ramp right. There's a ramp on the blade that this interacts with that it has to overcome, and it makes the button go down. Watch the button when I've used the flipper tab. Could you see it go down? I don't know if I can do it slow enough. It drops down. Here, I can do it real slow. It pulls it down. You see that? That's from the ramp. So it probably wasn't doing that correctly. You can see the plunge lock. See how it pulls it down? So I had one that I had that problem with, and I had to make the ramp better because it's got to move it down out of the way. And there's a ramp on the blade that interacts with that plunge lock. And you can feel it grinding when you pull on the blade. You can feel it pulling that down. I could take it apart and show you that ramp, but you've already sent it back, so it doesn't matter. But you could have I had to fix that on that milled blade knife. Oh yeah, I put it up behind me. We had to take it apart and fix that ramp. Same kind of reason, because this one was doing the same thing. This one was locking, it wouldn't open at all because of that ramp. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to do it either on a new knife either. But I did with this one because it came from China and I couldn't send it back, so I had to fix it. But we did that on a video. I was having that same problem with this knife. It was locked. It was locked when it was closed. I couldn't get it to pull that button down the same way. See how it pulls it down a little bit now? That's another reason why I don't like plunge locks anymore, because that can happen. That's why I prefer top actuated liner locks like this one. They just seem to work flawless, have a lot less problems with them. Regular plunge locks can have that issue. I like this Peregrine Falcon. The button on it will unscrew. That's the only problem with it. But it's one of those center pivot lock. But Ramet's really doing some sleek looking knives. I love the ones they do with the hidden screws with the little slide off panels. Like those, that really cleans up a knife. All right, I said we'd go look at those machetes. So what were they called? Condor Yoshimi. Yeah, that's a nice machete. For sure. And you said something about Condor Tactana and Knight. Tactana. Oh, wow. Tactana. I don't see Tactana. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Knight. I don't see either one of those. You typed K Knight, but oh, it is a K Knight. That's a wild looking machete. Huh. Condor Tactana. Aha, it's a sword. A sword. Designed by Joe Flowers, released in 2013. Unleash your inner warrior. See you later, PC. Derico, I said Derico. What was the name of that one? Yeah, this one. I like this one better. I've got that one added to my knife swap list. Aspirated. Means it's got speed holes. Naturally aspirated. Yeah, let me tell you a good place to go to get your swords. There's this place called Cutlery Corner. And you can get some awesome swords here, man. Right up your alley. The Dragon Festival sword. You get all 5 of these for $164. Right up your alley. Some of the images might not be available on this website, but man, I think these are perfect for you. Including this Samsung Tactical Wakizashi. And the Crusader short sword for $32.50. And if you buy now, we'll throw in some Frost cutlery for free. Michael, it was jokes, Michael. But I think they're right along Co-Bunny's line. Yep, this is going to be a lifelong keeper, this M390 Cortex XL. This thing is nice. This thing's pretty nice too, and I'm glad I got a good one. But I think I'm going to douse it with some blue Loctite and just enjoy it. Sharpen it up. See? I showed it to you at the beginning and the blade was centered, and now it's off. So now I know it's starting to loosen. So all you got to do is watch the centering as you tighten it, and when you get it right back to the middle, you know you're good. So that's what I'll do with the Loctite. Yep, solid. But you could already see it loosening that pivot, and it's just because it's such a fidgety knife, and I guess it's rubbing, you know, a little bit, so it's loosening that screw. This one's nice too. The full-size FSD is a giant knife. I mean, I got real big hands, and this is the mini, and it's still a big knife. I mean, you can see it is almost as big as a PM2, and it's the mini version. And it is definitely bigger than the Para 3, and it is still a mini version. Yeah, that's awesome, Co-Bunny. Sounds like you're doing good, man. This sleeper is going to be a good one, too. I'm going to use the heck out of this one. I was going to bead blast both of these, the Wii and this one. I think now I'm just going to bead blast the Wii. I think I'm going to bead blast the blade and the handles, and then try to do my first hand rub satin finish on the blade on this one after I bead blast it. I'm going to polish it up with some sandpaper and then put some lines in it. But I think that's what I'm going to try with this Wii. I am going to bead blast this handle though, because it'll look smooth. It'll look good with a lighter color. And I'll probably do the handle first and see how the blade looks with it. Co-Bunny, just be careful, man. A lot of the stuff people say isn't very true on eBay sometimes, so just be careful. I have got some appointments today. It is Friday. FRYDAY. What do y'all got going on this weekend? Anything exciting? Getting ready for Christmas? Everybody done with their Christmas shopping? Anybody buy any knives for Christmas? Yeah, I feel you, Co-Bunny. Man, this thing has such a good noise. TC, did you not see? Yeah, I'll message you after the stream, TC. Wrapping stuff this weekend, Robin? Chilling hardcore. Oh, you got all your Christmas events out of the way? Yeah, they usually do happen at the first couple of weeks, and then there's like a little lull. Have you ever thought to try to... it's all good, TC. Oh, Michael, you got some raccoon? That's very nice of you. Yeah, I would like a raccoon. I don't have a raccoon. I'm just joking. Oh, that's super cool, Michael. Yeah, Co-Bunny, you need to, you ought to reach out to Lynn sometime and just send him an email and say, hey, man, I've been buying some of your personal collection. Pretty cool that you decided to sell it. No, I don't have a raccoon, Michael. I wanted that new titanium one, but I'm not saying I wanted the new with the Vanker lock, but I'll get that myself. But I don't have one. Period. Not even a cheap one. Raccoon knife. So even the cheap ones are $70, huh? $60 for the black micarta. What are they on White Mountain Knives? They are sold out. That's what they are. But you could get them for like $54 with the 10% off. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have one. I don't have a... Oh, that's awesome, Mitchell. Yeah, I gave out a few knives last year too. Um, you know, something else I don't have is a what's the one what's his name says everybody should have one? You know, Friday nights why can't I think of Bees Blades. What is the knife that Bees Blades said everybody should have a uh not a penguin? Yeah, penguin. I don't have a penguin either. Glad you made it back before the end, Pete. Winding down, so yeah, it's a penguin. Yeah, I don't have a QSP penguin either. I've got a penguin plus. No, I don't even have that anymore. I sold that. uh oh, I was looking at them. Y'all didn't even see them. Yeah, I want to check out the glide lock. I like that aluminum foil handle a little bit. But I really like that purple one we looked at. I really like that one, and it's not a bad price. If everybody's got to have a penguin, I ought to get one of those. So if I'm going to have just one, I guess that would be the one, huh? I've got some QSP knives, but just not a penguin. I had a penguin plus, so I got lucky, and Knives Plus, is that a website? Yeah, Knives Plus had a sale on them for the uh jigged penguin plus. I don't have it anymore, but they had a deal on them for like $85 or something crazy for the titanium jigged USP Penguin Plus. Yeah, I bought this one right here. I bought this one for like $85 when it was on sale. Or maybe it was 105. Yeah, Pete, that kind of sucks. But I had one of those. So I guess that counts as having a penguin. But it's really the bigger penguin. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this Friday to look at some new knives. Yeah, with the shipping the way it is, you know, the Eldorado was supposed to show up before Christmas too, but he doesn't even have tracking on the shipment. Supposed to be on the way, maybe. Waylon, sir, hope you have a good Friday. Think these two are going in my pocket today. The sleeper, I'm gonna try to use the heck out of this knife. And this one, man, that snappy sound it makes. Good grief. What a good sound. What a good sound. Cat Scratch, appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I love this knife. Yeah, transparency does go a long way. Just be honest with people. Mr. Michael, you have a good day too, sir. Hope y'all have a good weekend. We'll do Saturday morning cartoons in the morning. Try to find something cool to look at, talk about. Great job on the Anno, Pete. Once again. Mod your knives. Turns them into a whole new knife without spending much more money. Man, that thing's snappy. I don't know who the OEM for this is. I kind of want to know before we leave. What are y'all going to guess the OEM for this is? Some of y'all might already know. So don't cheat. Wire clip, nested liner lock. I'm going to guess petrified fish or Kubey. Petrified fish or Kubey. What do we got? Canadian Knife Company Sleeper. Production version.
As usual, let's start with a size comparison with the Ontario Rat 1.
I can't hear anything.
Pivot pins. Yeah, it's a shorter knife,
but
not by a lot. You've got a forward choil, kind of like the Ontario Rat has, but you've got this big blade, which I'm quite happy with. It's fairly high.
Why.
It's not a full flat grind, but it's a very high flat grind, which means it comes
the thing that happens with earbuds.
That's a great thing because when you sharpen this knife, you're going to be able to. They had thousands of views, lots of interest.
Yeah, we watched this. I don't like this. Who makes it? Here we go. Wow, it's an old one. Canadian Knife Company. Let's give them a follow. You go to their website, but I thought they might have it on here. Well, they didn't get much press about it, huh? All right, go to their website. I don't think it's still on there, but yep, doesn't even exist anymore. All right, OEM, come on. Both made by Sheldon Knives. I found it. Sleeper to the Devo Growler, White Mountain Knives version. So this is who OEM'd them. Which is totally weird. No, Mitchell, you shouldn't. It's gross. But I can hear now. All right. I guess we could go look at this post. See what Lefty says about it.
Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a quick unboxing to do for you. So first, I have a pen. This comes by way of to it. I don't think I'm trying to fix it or anything. And guys, I'm obviously...
Here it is.
Put that aside, that's his. And then finally, we have the knives from White Mountain Knives. These are the Sleeper. This is the Canadian Knife Company Sleeper. Now, these are made in China by Sheldon Knives. They're the ones who made our knife, the Growler, the budget version of the Growler. And let me grab that. And I noticed that they had dropped these as well. And I just kind of wanted to see comparatively how, you know, how the build quality was and all that.
Yeah, I've got a Growler too.
Have issues with finishes on the blade and some other things. And obviously, like I said a minute ago, we take care of all those issues. If you have a problem with your Growler, you hit up White Mountain Knives and they will take care of you. So while it's not fantastic that you're getting something like that, and that's something we're addressing in the future as well. We've done these dealer exclusive deals with
it's an inset liner lock, same way.
Because we're working full-time jobs.
It's a lot like the.
We're not like paying ourselves or anything at this point. All the money's just going back into Devo, more knives and stuff like that. On your order,
let's see the comparison though.
Feel free. That feels great. Action feels good. This one's nice. Okay. A lot stronger on the D10 on this one. Yeah. Both are good, though. Both are good. And I would much prefer stronger over weaker. You do have a thumb stud, which is kind of nice to have. That's nice. Drop, shake. Yeah, these are nice. I'm digging them. So, yeah, I'm not sure why. I think he sent me two just for the
yeah, that's cool.
And one thing you got to note, guys, is it's hard to win. So, you know, you might...
All right. Well, at least we figured it out. Appreciate y'all. We're going to get out of here. We're right at an hour and 55 minutes. There's only a few of y'all left anyway.